Now to grease the weapon. I have my lubricant syringe. Take it off. Okay. I'm gonna lube in there. I'm gonna try to get behind the decocker lever. Now you can do that with grease or oil if you want. I prefer to put a little grease right here and right here, and it'll just work its way in. Okay, I choose to grease the decocker spring. Sorry, I'm trembling here. I gotta go around this damn camera. And a little bit right there. Okay, and what I do is I take the oil and I get it inside of this assembly, simply because I can't get the syringe in there to work the grease around. And this oil, it's thick, but it's not greasy thick, so it stays put. It doesn't run like thin oils, but it's not gonna congeal and cause a lot of problems in your weapon. It's just gonna flow real good through the weapon. Okay, just a drop right there, and that's gonna run through the system. And you can go ahead and get that working in there, no problem. Okay, this side, same thing, trigger bar spring. This thing isn't focusing real good, is it? There we go. Get that, all the spring areas. I like to put, anywhere where metal is going to rub, you need lubrication. So I just put that there. You know, you can see the metal rubbing in here. You can choose to either put grease there, or like I said, this will run a whole lot better through all the components. 1 or 2 drops of the lubricate oil. And these are all my personal preferences, but I'm just telling you, I've done this a couple of times to take it to the range, and I haven't had any problems. Okay, and then we're gonna get some into the mainspring. Well, we could go ahead and put our grips back on. This one's a little bit tricky, but it's not that hard. You just get it to a level where it'll go in, move your decocker lever down, and it'll slide right into place. See how easy it is for those washers to fall out. Go ahead and put that in. Screw that down. We'll worry about that later. We don't have much time. The upper slide assembly, you're gonna want to put grease, I guess, right here. Okay, I'll put a little right here. And put that back in. Actually, put a little bit of oil on the barrel itself. Just get that going around. Okay. Alright. A little bit of grease on the guide rod. Yeah, this is a polymer one. I haven't gotten the stainless one yet. And I just get it all over the guide rod. You don't really need to put much on it, but I like to. Another thing, if you new SIG owners don't know this about your recoil spring, there is a closed end and an open end, and you have to put the guide rod in the closed end. What do I mean? Check this out. I already taken this apart a dozen times, so I know the open end is right here. See how you get no resistance? Alright? This is the closed end. Okay? Now, that's the end you want the guide rod to go into. That way, you don't put it in the open end, and then when your gun recoils, this flies over the end of the guide rod. Okay? Stick that in there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Well, I mean around the camera. Okay, there we go. Alright, that's in there. And the next part you absolutely must put grease is on the rails. Okay? And I just run it real wet on top of the rails. My personal preference, right here, and then the undersides right here. Okay, now you're done lubricating. I already put some on this side, but I like to put a little bit right there, just for good measure. Then just grab your slide and your receiver assembly, or excuse me, frame assembly, get it back together. Alright, bring it back, grab a takedown lever, and then rack it a couple of times to get the grease moving around. Now listen to the difference between now and when it had no oil in it. Okay, now all you need to do after that, obviously, is get a rag, wipe it down. And this stuff here is what they use in the food or service industry. Damn, camera won't focus. In the food or service industry to take care of food service equipment. So you won't have to worry about this getting against your skin and causing any rashes or things like that. I'd still research it before I do anything like that, but just to be on, just to let you know, it's a pretty safe product. So yeah, get that all nice and lubed up and wipe it down, and then you're ready to carry or take it to the range. And it also makes it a lot easier when you go to take it apart after you've shot it and clean the insides, and everything just wipes down. There's not a lot of brushing and swabbing and getting into many corners. It's real easy clean up when you're done with it. So yeah, I mean, that's my input, and take it or leave it. Oh yeah, you want to do a function check after you take a weapon apart and put it back together. Function check with a SIG, obviously. No ammo, daylight, okay, safe direction. Go ahead, fire it, check for the trigger reset, fire it again, and there you go. You can also lock the slide back and make sure it operates with enough tension to strip a round from the magazine and fire. Okay, you can definitely tell that's going to strip a round from the magazine. If you can't tell, this right here is a snap cap. Alright, get your mag, put a couple of snap caps in it. I use it for dry firing. I know modern day centerfire pistols don't really need snap caps for dry firing, but I do it anyway. Alright, go ahead, see the rounds ready to come out of the mag, let it strip around, and you're ready to go. Okay, that's my input.